Welcome to my series on the PreSonus Studiolive 16.0.2 digital mixer. Alright, let's discuss the multi-mode section a little bit. On the left of the board you have three buttons here in the grade section, and you're going to have your Firewire button, your solo, and your mute. Now right now the mute button is lit. So these buttons work with the numbered channel buttons across your channel strip here. So if I want to mute channel 3, which is selected right now, I can press the button and it will illuminate red. I can also mute multiple channels, so you're not limited to just one. So that's your built-in function to mute the channels individually or your auxiliary buses. Now the solo button is going to illuminate yellow, and again, if I want to solo my selected channel 3 here, I can listen to that one alone through the main bus, or I can solo through the monitoring section of the board if I have PFL, AFL, or solo in place engaged in the solo section of the board. So you can do things like listening to your solo channel through headphones. If you're trying to track down some kind of weird feedback coming from somebody on stage, you're going to want to solo the channels without anybody knowing it. So you're going to be using headphones. So anything you want to solo, again, you can multiple channels can be soloed all at one time. But generally, when we want to track down and problem shoot, you're going to usually do one at a time. So that's your solo function. Now when you go to the Firewire section, it's also going to illuminate yellow, and what it's going to do is you should have your system connected to a laptop or a desktop computer in a studio situation. You're going to be playing back whatever you were recording on your desktop. You're going to want to play it back through the software, like the PreSonus One software that comes with the unit. So when you push this button, what's going to happen is it's going to disengage everything that you've plugged in on the analog parts of the board. So all of your mics coming in from stage are going to get muted. So don't push this unless you have a computer hooked up, because you're going to kill all your analog inputs. So in order to hear any of the software that you're playing back from your computer or your laptop, you're going to want to push this button, and then you're going to want to select your, let's say, whatever channels you want to play back. So Studio One is defaulted to channels 1 and 2. But within the software, I can route these outputs to any channel on the board within the software. So I might choose to use a stereo channel on the board like 15 and 16. So within Studio One, for example, or whatever, Cubase or Reaper, whatever you're recording in, you can route your playback channels within the software to play back to channels 15 and 16. And in that case, you would highlight 15 and 16 to hear the playback and use your fader to control your output volume. Along with your main fader. So that would be the multifunction buttons, and the reason they call them multifunction buttons is basically because of this row right here. These buttons have multi-functions, which are these three functions I've just mentioned.